Hello everyone, welcome to another Heroes of the Grid monster video. Continuing with our Halloween theme of monster coverage, today I'm going to be going over Rhinoblaster. And jumping right in, the first card in Rhinoblaster's enemy deck is Charging Tackle. It's a 4 health card with the fast keyword. Its ability says deal 6 damage, unless a ranger discards 2 cards from their hand to prevent it. So whereas Charging Headbutt from Robo-Goat is only dealing 4 damage, unless you spend 2 energy to prevent it, Charging Tackle is dealing 2 additional damage, but you can prevent that as well by discarding 2 cards from your hand. And while I said for Robo-Goat I wouldn't spend 2 energy to prevent 4 damage, I might consider discarding 2 cards in order to prevent 6 damage. Now you can choose any ranger to discard the card. It doesn't have to be the one who's taking the damage. Let's say you're playing like Zack, and he wants to have a couple cards in his deck so he can use Mammoth Slam. He might discard the 2 cards to prevent the 6 damage, or he could be the one who takes the 6 damage, so that way he could get more cards in his discard pile so he can make use of Mammoth Slam. So you can strategically play around this card, but if all your rangers are kind of low on health and don't want to risk taking 6 full damage, then I would definitely discard the 2 cards, because you're most likely going to lose at least 2 cards from your deck, possibly 3, depending on what you have left in there. You could get all 3 of your 1 shields. It only gets rid of half of them. So it is a dangerous card, but like I said, you can strategically work around it. The next card in his deck is Water Mist Breath. It's a 4 health card with the guard keyword. Its ability says each ranger must discard 1 card from their hand. More of an annoying card than I'd say super dangerous, and each ranger can choose which card they want to discard, so that's always a plus. So let's say everybody had 1 Blade Blaster. Let's say there were 4 rangers in the fight, and all 4 of them had Blade Blaster. 3 of them could just discard their Blade Blasters because you really only needed 1, and then the 4th person could discard another card in their hand they don't really want or need, something like that. It's a guard card, and it has 4 health, so it's probably going to take a couple of attacks to get around it. Not the most dangerous, but just a little more annoying, especially because it's a guard card. Moving on to his next attack, Grim Scimitar. It's a 5 health card with the fast keyword, and it just says deal 5 damage. So if you haven't guessed, Rhinoblaster is someone who hits hard and fast. Between this and his charging tackle, he could potentially deal 11 damage to a single ranger in 2 turns. Provided the same ranger takes the damage, but 5 damage is still a lot. You're probably going to lose 2 cards from it. There's no way for you to negate this damage, unlike Charging Tackle. So you really just have to hope that you choose the right ranger to take it. Perhaps you can use Billy, maybe use the Triceratops, put a couple cards on, not even necessarily just his deck, but any ranger's deck, and so that way they have a better chance of surviving, because you can choose any 2 cards. So you put 3 shields on top, so you only lose 1 of the 3 shields, and you keep the second one. It goes back to the bottom of the deck. So you want to play smart against Grim Scimitar. You want to play smart against anything, but Grim Scimitar, kind of like the Charging Tackle, you can work around it and maybe even use it to your advantage. Next is Lightning Horn. The final card, unique card in his deck, is Lightning Horn. A 4 health card with no keywords. Its ability says the rangers must discard a total of 4 cards, divided as they choose. So this is kind of an extension of Water Mist Breath, but in this case, you could have 1 ranger discard all 4 cards if that's what they decide, or you could have each ranger discard 1 card. If there are 5 rangers, then 1 of them is safe if you want to just split it up. 4 of them discard 1 card, and the last ranger is safe. So it's not a very dangerous card. Again, between that and Water Mist Breath, it's just more annoying because you're lowering the cards in your hand, so it's fewer options to get around. Let's say the fewer options to go up against Water Mist Breath, which might be guarding Charging Tackle or Grim Scimitar. But since Charging Tackle and Grim Scimitar are fast cards, they're probably going to attack first anyway. But still, having fewer options to get over enemy cards is always annoying. Thankfully, none of his cards have super high health value, so it'll only take you a couple of attacks at most, unless you roll terribly to get over them. And going over Rhinoblaster's deck layout, he has 3 copies of Charging Tackle, 2 copies of Grim Scimitar, 2 copies of Lightning Horn, and 1 copy of Water Mist Breath. And that composes his 8-card enemy deck. That is it for Rhinoblaster. He also comes in the Kickstarter exclusive box. If affiliate links for that expansion will be provided in the description below. Head on over to lensranger.com and check out the full card database. Thank you.